Ramana Maharshi, the non-dual master, the embodiment of absolute silence, awakened thousands of souls by his serene presence at Mount Aranakula. He did not need long lectures, nor extraordinary miracles. His profound stillness was an eloquent statement of his being. Yet, at the end of his life, the enlightened master himself faced a painful ordeal, a serious cancer in his arm, a tumor that burst and bled unceasingly. This event caused a profound shock. Devotees were bewildered and puzzled. Skeptics and atheists criticized it, saying that it was evidence of failure. A series of questions arose. Why did he not heal? Why did he accept such pain? But behind Ramana's great silence, an extraordinary truth was hidden, a truth about being that most of humanity was not yet quiet enough to touch. The body is not me, letting go of the root of suffering. For most of our lives, we are bound by the false belief that the body is me. We care for it, adorn it, protect it obsessively, living in constant fear of its deterioration and death. But Ramana Maharshi, with his brilliant wisdom and absolute peace, the body is just a temporary vehicle, a borrowed coat to experience physical life, but never our true nature. I am not this body. This body will return to the earth. When asked about the cancer that was ravaging his arm, Ramana's answer exuded a rare calmness that shook the hearts of those around him. The body is sick. Let it take care of itself. Who is sick? Find out who it is. This is not an escape or denial of the painful reality, but a disidentification with it. The pain may come, but there is no I attached to it to be hurt. This is freedom from the ego, the deepest source of all suffering in human life. The body is just a tool. There is no need to fear when it breaks. Ramana likened the body to a tool, like a pen in the hand of a writer. When the pen wears out, we replace it with a new one. We do not regret the old pen, nor do we cry when it breaks. So why do we cry and suffer so much when the body, the tool of consciousness, breaks down and disintegrates? Because we have mistaken our eternal self for the temporary form. For Ramana, the disintegration of the body is no more frightening than the falling leaves in autumn. He has no need to seek treatment frantically, no need to resist hopelessly, no need to dramatize the situation. Because he knows clearly, I have never been this body. Not resistance, but dissolution, absolute liberation. One of the deepest illusions that the human mind clings to is that enlightenment will bring complete immunity to all suffering. We expect the enlightened person to be beyond pain, to not get sick, not die, to transcend with some kind of superpower. But the truth that Ramana revealed is exactly the opposite, and far more liberating. Enlightenment is not immunity to suffering, but rather know someone to suffer. Pain may occur in the body, but there is no someone inside to react, cling, resist. There is no I who wants to prolong life. There is no fear of losing the body, because there is no one to identify with it anymore. Ramana did not deny pain. He simply refused to define himself by it. The sky is still the sky, even if there is thunder and lightning. Ramana used to compare the body to the sky and pain to the clouds. Some days white clouds drifted lazily, other days storms raged. But the sky, the true self, was never harmed. That is how he lived his last days, like the sky, unmoving and tolerant, even though the storm was raging in his body. He smiled at everyone, continued meditating, despite the pus-filled wound. Not a scream. Not a runaway. Not a word of complaint. The body is born, the body dies. I am neither born nor die. So what is there to fear? Ramana Maharshi. The collapse of the ego is the ultimate healing truth. He did not reject medicine, nor did he oppose medicine, but he did not expect anything. He did not expect to be cured. He did not expect to live longer. Because, for him, true life did not lie in the body. And death is not something to be alarmed about, it is a final shedding of form, so that the formless essence can be seen more clearly than ever. Resistance is suffering. Dissolution is liberation. What made Ramana absolutely free was not that he healed the body, but that he had no person left to be wounded. No person left to protect. No living person left to fear death. It was a total letting go, a total dissolution that led to boundless peace. Not endurance, but non-reaction. Witnessing the last days of Ramana Maharshi, many worldly souls exclaimed with compassion and confusion, "Why did he endure so much pain? Why did an enlightened being not seek to end suffering?" By asking these questions, we impose the lens of the ego on the pure reality in which Ramana resided. He did not endure, nor did he endure. Because these concepts still contain the shadow of an I trying to overcome adversity, an individual will struggling with suffering. The truth is, Ramana did nothing. He was just present. And in that pure presence, there was no one suffering, only the knowing that the pain was passing. This is not courage, but unwavering being. Ramana's amazing serenity did not arise from rigorous mental training or extraordinary willpower. It flowed from his complete dissolution into the supreme silence, where there was no ego to react, to strive. There was no I to resist. There was no I to fear. There was no I to think that I was missing something. He did not suffer, because there was no one there to resist the situation, to fight the present. It was the height of inner freedom, where things, phenomena can come and go, but cannot touch the original, unchanging self. The pain was real, but the suffering was gone. This is the key to deciphering the mystery of Ramana. Suffering is not in the feeling, but in the resistance. When you say, "I don't want this feeling," you have created suffering. When you resist what is happening, you create tension, fatigue. When you cling to comfort, you sow the seeds of fear of loss. Ramana did not cling to any of these three attitudes. The physical pain was still present, but there was no someone resisting. And in that non-resistance, the pain lost all its power to hurt, becoming a pure, harmless phenomenon. Some may mistakenly think that he was silent, accepting his illness to set an example for the world. He lives in a non-verbal reality where all questions of why dissolve, and only what is remains, transparent, deep, unintentioned, unthinking. Non-reaction is pure presence, colorless, unpersonalized. Why not treat? The answer from absolute freedom. In the last months of Ramana Maharshi's life, as the cancerous tumor in his arm spread and ulcerated severely, local doctors and devotees earnestly suggested that he undergo modern medical treatment, including surgery and radiation. Ramana's response was simple, yet profoundly shocking. Why worry? Treatment or no treatment, what will come will come. He did not say no need to treat because I will be cured, nor did he say I want to live with pain to teach someone a lesson. Not at all. He did not assign any special role or profound meaning to illness in the story of self. For someone who has clearly seen the illusion of the self, keeping or abandoning the body no longer has any special meaning or value. Not a refusal to cure, but no longer any reason to try. For Ramana Maharshi, the body was just a passing projection of consciousness, not something to be held onto, not something to be saved. He was against cure. He did not shun medicine. He simply saw no reason to attempt to save what he no longer mistook for me. I have never been this body. What does it matter to me whether I am cured or not? Freedom is not the prolongation of life, but the absence of fear when life ends. The greatest human obsession is the fear of death. We cling to the false self, and when it is on the verge of dissolution, fear flares up. Ramana lived in the constant awareness that I am the knowing, unborn, undying. So what is there to cure? What is there to fear? What is there to save? He smiled and said, "You think I am this body? When this body falls away, you think I disappear? No. I am still here, just as I have always been." We often think in dualistic logic. He chose not to heal. But the deeper truth is, there is no person to make the choice. It is the complete dissolution of the ego that makes every action, every reaction, every choice happen naturally, not out of personal will, not motivated by desire or fear. There is no need to choose to live or die. There is no need to choose to treat or not to treat. And in that egolessness, everything happens completely naturally, not tainted by control, not distorted by personal will. Illness, the final invitation of dissolution. For Ramana Maharshi, illness was not a painful collapse, but a final, purifying stage in the process of shedding what is not oneself. He did not regard illness as the final enemy that our minds often construct. He recognized it as impersonal, a natural phenomenon that arises and then dissolves in the infinite space of consciousness. When the body dissolves, the real is fully revealed. The body, precious as it is only a temporary instrument for the expression of truth. But it is never the eternal truth itself. Ramana taught, and lived it to his last breath. When the body falls away, what remains is that which was never lost. Illness, pain, weakness, for him, none of these could touch or affect the knowing, that which he and we all are. The body comes, the form appears. The body goes, the formless return. But in both coming and going, the immovable self remains at peace, without any attachment. Illness is the final invitation. Let go of the last attachment. Throughout the journey of life, we gradually learn to let go of expectations, let go of reputation, let go of material possessions, even let go of loved ones. But at the last minute of life, the greatest challenge is to let go of the body. This is the last attachment, the thing we have mistaken for me since birth. Serious illness often comes as the ultimate examination, a question echoing from the depths of the universe. Do you still think you are this? Are you still afraid of losing what has never been you? For Ramana, the answer is absolute silence. Because in that silence, there is no one to answer. And there is nothing to hold on to. The dissolution of the body is the death of illusion, not of life. We fear illness and death because we think I will disappear. But it is only the idea of I, the false self, that is collapsing. Only the storyteller is leaving this stage of life. The knowing presence, the true self, has never arrived, so it does not need to go. It is the anonymous background behind all manifestations. And illness is a crack in the corroded shell of form, through which the boundless light of truth within can shine. Ramana lived it not in words, but in every painful breath, every moment of the body's disintegration, without ever disturbing the eternal light within him. Conclusion, a word of awakening for all souls. This is the journey of all of us, whether we like it or not. No one can live forever in this physical body. But you have two ways to go through illness and death, two attitudes towards impermanence. In fear, resistance, regret, when you still stubbornly think I am this body. In stillness, awareness and letting go, as Ramana lived, let the body fall without anyone falling, let the form dissolve but the essence remains intact. Illness does not kill you, it only kills what you think you are. And so, illness, the thing we fear most, becomes the deepest opportunity to see the absolute truth. The truth is, you are not hurt by the body. You are not bound by a lifespan. You do not need to hold on to form to survive. The enlightened person does not try to avoid the end. He lets himself go into it, and in that complete letting go, the only thing left is the eternal truth.